Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest part to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves, baseball, and the rest of the league. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Monday, October 20th. We had an insane game of baseball over the weekend. You're going to see what I'm talking about pretty soon. That led to the Dodgers punching their ticket to the World Series. They're making back-to-back trips, looking for back-to-back titles since the 98 to 2000 Yankees. We're going to discuss that. And we're going to discuss yesterday's game against the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. A game 7 has been forced. That's going to be tonight. And we're going to take a look at the previous games leading up to that game 7 tonight. And we're going to do a little quick looking into that game 7 that's going to be tonight. We're going to look at who's starting the ball game and who the Chop Seat is going with. You guys should already know who I'm going with. I'll just say now. I've been saying Toronto in the World Series forever. So we'll see when we get into that just shortly. There's no Braves news yet. No, nothing Braves related, unfortunately. Nothing about who's going to manage the Braves. That's probably going to be the first domino to fall. And then we'll see everything else falling into place. But again, no Braves news. So we won't be having Tomahawk takes. We still don't know who's going to be managing the Atlanta Braves. So we're going to have to be patient on that. But anyways, without further ado, let's head into our only segment of today's episode, and that's the MLB.
It's time for the MLB.
Welcome, guys, to the MLB, where we take a look at the action from around the league. The MLB is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSEAT20 to get $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Game 7 of the ALCS is tonight. If you want to go cop some tickets, save $20, put in code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to do just that if it's your first purchase. And if you're not into baseball, you can catch any other sporting event, basketball, football, soccer, hockey, whatever else. If you want to catch a show, catch a concert, your favorite artist is on tour, go ahead and take advantage of code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. Let's talk about the NLCS first, because the ALCS is still going, hasn't been wrapped up yet. So let's take a trip out to LA. We're going to talk about Game 4 of the NLCS. It was Jose Quintana on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. He goes 2 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. And listen, it was a Shohei Ohtani game. This is going down in history as a Shohei Ohtani game. Well, you're asking why? How come? The guy goes out to the mound, 6 innings pitched, only 2 hits allowed, no runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. That's on the pitching side. Offensively, he hits 3 home runs. He single-handedly beats the Milwaukee Brewers and helps the Dodgers advance to the World Series. Back-to-back trips for the Dodgers, looking for that first back-to-back title since the 98 to 2000 New York Yankees. And it started early. Dodgers punch early. Shohei Ohtani punches early. He punches out the whole side on the top of the first. And then on the bottom of the first, he hits a leadoff homer, 446-foot solo shot to right field. That makes it 1-0 LA. Tommy Edman, he then hits an RBI single. Oscar Hernandez, he grounds out to first base, which scores Will Smith. That makes it 3-0 Dodgers early in the bottom of the first. Bottom of the fourth, he's cruising on the mound, but he's up to bat against Shohei. He's back this time, a 469-foot blast to right center field. That makes it 4-0 Dodgers. And then on the bottom of the 7th, believe it or not, the show goes on. Shohei Ohtani, 3rd homer of the night. This time, 427 feet to center field. 5-0 Dodgers. Again, like I said, Shohei Ohtani single-handedly beats the Milwaukee Brewers. They bring out the Brewers. They sweep them out of town in Game 4, and they have clinched a ticket to the World Series. Incredible performance, man. That's a MLB The Show, Road to the Show type night. It really is. Those numbers are unbelievable. You got 10 strikeouts on the mound. You hit 3 homers. It's just, you can't make it up, bro. Even in Road to the Show, it's going to be hard for you to attain those numbers. If you play, especially if you're not playing on rookie mode, if you play, in a little bit of a more challenging difficulty, for you to get 10 Ks and 3 homers in one game, bro, that's crazy what Shohei's doing. I don't even think we really appreciate Shohei like that. I think we just take him for granted, bro. But after this game, if you're not appreciating what you're seeing with your very eyes, you got some problems, bro. You got to go get yourself checked out. This is a once-in-a-lifetime player. Babe Ruth, we didn't get to see Babe Ruth, but we get to see Shohei Ohtani. You guys got to appreciate the talent. It's literally once in a lifetime that you get a guy like this. Once every 100 years or so. And this is our turn. It's Shohei's turn. You got to enjoy the show when Ohtani's on the mound and then hitting bombs over the walls. So, again, Dodgers take quick business of the Milwaukee Brewers, unfortunately. And remember, I was asking you guys months ago, are the Milwaukee Brewers a real deal? Me personally, I did not think they were the real deal. And they had a great season. And when I said real deal, I meant, are they going to go all the way? I really didn't see them going all the way. And obviously the Dodgers proved just that. The Dodgers are going to be hanging out, chilling until Friday. Friday is game 1 of the World Series. So they're able to sit down and relax and chill until Friday at night, 8 p.m. Eastern start time. That's going to be first pitch, game 1 of the World Series. And before we get into the American League side, before we get into that, I just want the pitching for the Dodgers. I said the last episode, the pitching was insane. They had only allowed 1 run every single game. Game 4, they continue the same trend. They give up 1 run. It was, of course, a 5-1 victory there for the Dodgers. So they only gave up 4 runs in the series, 4 runs in 4 games, 1 run per game. You can't make that up either. The pitchers stepped up, man, from the starters to every single guy in the bullpen. These guys stepped up. They locked in. They held that Milwaukee Brewers offense to none. They were not a threat. And they were able to take care of business. Again, Ohtani, 10 strikeouts, 3 homers. He drew a walk as well. And combined feet in homers, he hit 1,342 feet in homers. That was the distance hit combined in those 3 homers. So that's a fun little stat there. But again, the Dodgers clinch a trip to the World Series, and you can't really get mad at the Dodgers, bro. You can't get mad at the Dodgers. I'm a Braves fan, whoever your team is. You can't get mad at the Dodgers, man. They're finding ways to creatively spend money, spread the money around, and sign players that have been able to take care of business. They're able to, because anybody could go out and sign. I mean, as you've seen, not anybody, but any team can go out and sign. For example, you saw the Mets signing Juan Soto. They spend the bag, but they spend it on one dude. These guys are able to spend it around efficiently. They found ways to maneuver the furrows and all that. They found ways to do it and have a deep roster that, honestly, they're able to cruise throughout the season. And then once playoff season starts, once the postseason starts, they're able to turn up. And they found a way to be able to do that. And look at the success that they're having. They might be going back to back. So you really can't get mad at them. And folks talking about the salary cap, the team, the sport needs a salary cap. Spend your money. We saw the reports of the revenues from all the MLB teams from 2024 and then the money that they spent on payroll this year. You gotta spend the money, bro. No excuses. All these teams have plenty of money to go around and spend. A lot of these teams are just pocketing that money. They're not investing in that ball club. It's a business. That's what it comes down to. This is a business. If you don't put any money in, you're not going to have a really good product. Another team's going to have a great product, hence the Dodgers. Look at the product that they have on the field. That is going to give them success. That is bringing them success, and that is what's happening around the game. It's not about that we need a salary cap. It's about stop being cheap, start spending some money, start making good acquisitions to improve your team, and get out of that funk that you're in for years. Hence the Pirates, Rockies, teams like that. You got to stop doing that. Stop acting broke. You got fans that are actually going to the game. You guys are making revenue. Now, if you guys weren't making money, I get it. But you got a loyal fan base that is always going out there to support you guys. But you guys can't go and spend some more money to make some moves, get a good product on the field. Anyway, that's my rant when it comes to that. I'm going off base right now, But again, congrats to the Dodgers. You got to give them congratulations. You got to give them their flowers. Congrats to the Dodgers for clinching back-to-back trips to the World Series. And now they await Seattle Mariners or the Toronto Blue Jays to see who they're going to be facing. Friday night was game 5 of the ALCS. Excuse me. Remember, the series was tied. This was the last game to be played at Seattle. It was started by Kevin Gausman on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. He goes 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Pretty good start from him. And then Bryce Miller was on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 4 Ks in this one. This game was electric as well. Another electric game here. Bottom of the second, Eugenio Suarez, he hits a home run to left center field. That makes it 1-0 Seattle. That's the second of the postseason for him. And before I continue, I just realized I got Mariners colors on right now. But I'm not going Mariners. You know I'm Toronto, Team Toronto all the way. Top of the 4th, Blue Jays. Bases loaded, no outs. They failed to drive in at least 1 run. Dalton Varsho, he strikes out Swain. And then Bryce Miller gets Ernie Clemente hit a little nubbler. Kyle Raleigh. It was literally right in front of him. He picks it up, steps on the plate, throws to first. That's an inning-ending double play. Bryce Miller gets out of the jam there. Top of the 5th, though, with 2 outs. Addison Barger on second. George Springer, he hits a double that ties up the ball game. That makes it 1-1. And then later on, 1st and 2nd for Vladdy Jr., reliever Matt Brash is able to get out of it. That's inning over. They held the game tied up at 1. Top of the 6th with Brian Wu in relief. Blue Jays are able to score 1 to take the lead on an early Clement RBI single. Alejandro Kirk is sent home. The throw is super wide. If it's accurate, he's probably out by a mile. It was Dominic Canzone making in that throw from right field. But again, it was not accurate. It's not in time. Alejandro Kirk scores. That's 2-1 Toronto. But then in the bottom of the 8th, a big 5-run inning for Seattle. Kyle Raleigh, big dumper. He hits a leadoff homer. That was off of Brendan Little. Tie ball game. The park is jumping. Mariners, they load up the bases against Little. And Sir Anthony Dominguez, who comes in later on, to try to put out the fire. And it's Eugenio Suarez. Remember, he had a homer earlier in the game in the bottom of the 2nd. He takes a 2-2 pitch. He hits it over the wall and right field, 351 feet. It's a grand slam, grand salami for Eugenio Suarez. That makes it 6-2 Seattle in the bottom of the 8th. The stadium is rocking, guys. Stadium was jumping. Crazy vibes out there in Seattle. Andres Munoz, one of the best closers in the game. He comes in at the top of the 9th. Not a save opportunity, of course, but he gets the 3 outs. Ball game is over. Seattle heads over to Toronto with a 3-2 lead and 1 game away from the World Series. And listen, going back to that reliever Brendan Little, he did not record a single out. He came in cleanly in that inning to try to hold the game try to hold the Mariners at bay, but he was not successful. But again, 3-2 lead in the series for the Seattle Mariners heading into Game 6. Game 6 was yesterday. We're going to talk about that. Game 6 on the mound for the Mariners, it was Logan Gilbert. He goes 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. It was Trey Savage on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. The rookie goes 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts for him. Bottom of the second, Toronto gets out to a lead after 2 miscues by Julio Rodriguez and Eugenio Suarez. Addison Barger, he comes up with runners on first and second. Nobody out. He hits a liner out to right field. That scores Dalton Varsho. That makes it 1-0 Toronto. And then Isaiah Connor for left field. He's a slow tapper to third. Eugenio Suarez, he tries to barehand it. Cannot come up with it cleanly. It's an infield single. Everyone is safe. It was 2-0 Toronto at that point. Then later on in the inning, this you thinking they might blow the game open here early. Vladdy Jr. up to the plate with the bases loaded, but Logan Gilbert is able to get him to ground out to third. Eugenio Suarez makes a nice diving play in this one, throws over to second. The out is recorded. That's the end of the inning. So it could have been worse, but Logan Gilbert was able to get out of that just with just a 2-0 lead by the Toronto Blue Jays. But then on the bottom of the third, Addison Barger, he is back. This time he hits a 2-run homer. That's 4-0 Toronto. He hits it over the right center field wall. And then on the bottom of the fifth, Vladdy Jr., he's been on a tear this postseason. He hits homer number 6 of the postseason. This one goes over the left field wall. That makes it 5-0 Toronto. Toronto feeling very, very good. Top of the 6th, the Seattle Mariners are able to score two runs, one off of Josh Naylor homer. And then Eugenio Suarez with an RBI single. That makes it 5-2, cutting the lead a little bit. But then in the bottom of the 7th, Matt Brash with a wild pitch. Vladdy Jr. is able to score on that one. The Toronto Blue Jays add some insurance there late in the ballgame. That makes it 6-2 Toronto. And then that was it, guys. That was it. Louis Varland's able to come in. He pitches an inning in the third. Jeff Hoffman pitches the final 2 innings. He gets the last 6 outs. Again, it wasn't an opportunity. He's able to get the last 6 outs for them via strikeout. That's the ball game. We will see you tonight for Game 7 in Toronto. Again, it's a 6-2 win by the Toronto Blue Jays. They are able to force a Game 7 at home. It's going to be the first Game 7 in franchise history for the Seattle Mariners. And on the mound, they're going to have George Kirby for that one. He's going to be going up against Shane Bieber for the Toronto Blue Jays. That's going to be tonight at 8:10 p.m. Eastern start time. First pitch, again, 8:10. It's going to be on Fox. So make sure you guys tune in. Amazing series thus far. Punches being thrown. You taking punches. You throwing punches. These 2 teams are in it to win it. And sometimes you get a sweep, as you saw in the National League Championship Series, and then sometimes you get 7 games to determine who's the best team. I'm going Toronto, guys. I'm going Toronto Blue Jays. Been saying that it was going to be Toronto Blue Jays in the World Series since maybe July, and I had them going up against the San Diego Padres. I mean, at least I had the division right. It's not the Padres. It is going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, if the Seattle Mariners win this one, then Game 1 is going to be in LA. Dodgers will be getting home field advantage. The first pitch is going to be at 8 p.m. on Friday. That's going to be on Fox. But if Toronto is able to win Game 7, they'll be hosting Game 1 of the World Series. The time does not change. It's still going to be 8 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be all hands on deck today, guys. All hands on deck. You got from now till Friday until Game 1. And obviously, this is a Game 7. You got to win this ball game to keep going. So it's definitely going to be all hands on deck. Doesn't matter how many innings these guys got to pitch. They got a good 4 days off to get ready after that. So they got to leave it out on the field. All hands on deck, baby. That's the best you can ask for. Best scenario you can ask for as a baseball fan. So, again, the schedule is as follows. Just when it comes to the World Series. World Series is going to be Game 1 on Friday, as I mentioned. Game 2 on Saturday. They're going to be off on Sunday. You got a travel day. Then it's going to be Game 3 on Monday. Now we're talking about October 27th. Game 4 will be Tuesday, October 28th. Wednesday, October 29th will be Game 5, if necessary, of course. Thursday, a day off. Friday, October 31st. That's going to be Game 6, if necessary. And then to wrap it all up, if it's necessary, the final game of the Major League 2025 Major League season. It's going to be Saturday, November 1st. That's a Game 7 if necessary. Hopefully it is, because you can't have any more dramatic way to end the season than a Game 7 of the World Series. So listen, guys, that's all I have for today's episode. Make sure you keep an eye on that Game 7 tonight. It's going to be a big Game 7. And honestly, either any of these teams going in the American League, I think I'm going to have to go Dodgers, bro. I think I'm going to have to go Dodgers. You can't go against the Dodgers, unfortunately. It's not set in stone yet. I see who wins. I feel like Toronto has more of a chance against the Dodgers, but if it's the Mariners, honestly, I might see the Dodgers taking them out in 5. I know it might sound a little crazy, but I just feel like the matchup wise, I don't know. I see Toronto being a bit more of a pest than the Seattle Mariners. But again, we're gonna have to wait and see to see who is going to be facing them in the World Series. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. If you're listening to this, if you're watching, on the video version on YouTube, there's also a audio version to this show, The Chop Seat. You can catch it anywhere you find your favorite podcast: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, wherever else you get your podcast. Put The Chop Seat into your rotation and make sure to listen to it while you're on the road, while you're driving, while you're at work, so you can stay up to date with The Chop Seat. And if you want to follow any of the social media pages, I got to work on linking it on one of these videos. I got to figure out how to do that soon. But Instagram is at The Chop Seat Pod. And then on Facebook, X/Twitter, and TikTok, it's at The Chop Seat. So if you want to keep in touch, make sure to follow me there on those platforms. Hit me up so we can talk some baseball. That's all I want to do. Chat some baseball with you guys. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're probably going to catch the next episode. We might do one on Wednesday, but if not, we're definitely going to do one for sure. There's definitely going to be one on Friday before Game 1 of the 2025 World Series. So until then, guys, stay safe. Thank you guys again for tuning in. We will catch you next time on The Chop Seat.